The year is 218 BC. A shadow falls across the Italian peninsula, the shadow of Carthage. The once mighty city of Rome now stands on the brink of a new and terrifying conflict. Rome, having emerged victorious from the First Punic War, faces a renewed threat from its North African rival. The memories of past battles still fresh, the Roman legions prepare for another grueling test of their strength and resolve. This time the stakes are higher, the danger more palpable. The fate of empires hangs in the balance, and the spectre of war looms large over the ancient world. Leading the Carthaginian charge is a general of unparalleled skill and ambition. Hannibal Barca. His name strikes fear into the hearts of his enemies and inspires unwavering loyalty among his troops. His name will become synonymous with daring strategy and military genius. Hannibal's tactics, often unconventional and audacious, will challenge the might of Rome in ways never before imagined. The Second Punic War, a conflict etched in the annals of history, is about to begin. This war will test the limits of endurance, strategy, and the very will to survive. This war, a clash of civilizations and a struggle for supremacy in the ancient Mediterranean, would be a defining moment for both Rome and Carthage. The battles fought on land and sea will shape the future of the ancient world. At the heart of this epic confrontation lies a series of battles, each a pivotal chapter in a larger narrative. These battles will not only determine the fate of two great cities, but will also leave an indelible mark on the course of history. Hannibal Barca, the mastermind behind Carthage's audacious plan, embodied military brilliance. Born in 247 BC, he was destined for greatness from a young age. His tactical genius and innovative strategies would later become legendary, studied by military leaders for centuries. A cunning strategist and a charismatic leader, Hannibal inherited a legacy of conflict with Rome. His ability to inspire his troops and outmaneuver his enemies made him a formidable opponent. He famously led his army, including war elephants, across the Alps, a feat that astonished the ancient world. His father, Hamilcar Barca, had instilled in him a deep-seated desire for vengeance against the Romans. Hamilcar, a prominent Carthaginian general, had fought in the First Punic War and harbored a deep resentment towards Rome. This animosity was passed down to Hannibal, shaping his destiny. Leading the Roman forces was Publius Cornelius Scipio, consul of Rome and a seasoned commander. Born into a prestigious Roman family, Scipio had a strong military background and was well versed in Roman tactics. His leadership would be crucial in the battles to come. Scipio, though lacking Hannibal's aura of invincibility, was a capable and determined leader, entrusted with the defense of Italy. His strategic acumen and ability to adapt to changing circumstances made him a worthy adversary. He was determined to protect Rome at all costs. The Battle of Ticinus, a seemingly minor clash on the banks of a river in northern Italy, would be the first major encounter between these two military titans. This battle was not just a test of strength, but also a test of wits, as both leaders sought to outmaneuver each other. This battle, though not a decisive victory for either side, would set the stage for the larger conflict to come. It was a prelude to the epic confrontations that would follow, showcasing the tactical brilliance and determination of both Hannibal and Scipio. The world watched as these two giants of military history prepared for the battles that would define their legacies. Hannibal's crossing of the Alps, a feat of military logistics and sheer willpower, had stunned Rome. Leading his army, which included elephants, across treacherous mountain passes, Hannibal had achieved the unthinkable. However, the arduous journey had taken its toll. His forces, depleted and weary, were in no shape for a major confrontation. The Roman Senate, initially dismissive of Hannibal's chances, was now forced to acknowledge the gravity of the situation. Scipio, tasked with halting Hannibal's advance, rushed north to meet the Carthaginian threat. The stage was set for a clash of arms on the plains of northern Italy. Scipio, aware of Hannibal's presence in northern Italy, moved his legions to intercept the Carthaginian army. His objective was to prevent Hannibal from reaching the Po River, a natural barrier that could hinder the Carthaginian advance. Hannibal, seeking a swift victory to demoralize the Romans and rally Gallic tribes to his cause, was eager for battle. Both commanders, masters of strategy and maneuver, deployed scouts to gather intelligence on the enemy's movements. The tension mounted as the two armies, each a formidable force in its own right, drew closer. The Ticinus River, a tributary of the Po, became the focal point of the impending clash. Scipio, having crossed the river, established a camp on its eastern bank. Hannibal, arriving soon after, deployed his forces on the opposite side. For several days, the two armies remained encamped, each wary of the other's strength. Then, in a seemingly insignificant engagement, a skirmish between foraging parties erupted near the riverbank. This minor clash, though inconsequential in terms of casualties, would prove to be the catalyst for the larger battle to come. The skirmish at the riverbank escalated rapidly. Hannibal, recognizing an opportunity, launched a swift cavalry assault led by his Numidian horsemen. Scipio, caught off guard, responded in kind, sending his own cavalry, including his allies, the Gallic horsemen, to meet the Carthaginian charge. The plains surrounding the Ticinus River became a maelstrom of clashing steel and charging horses. The Numidian cavalry, renowned for their speed and agility, harassed the Roman flanks, showering them with javelins. The Roman cavalry, heavier and less maneuverable, struggled to counter the Numidian tactics. The Battle of Ticinus, though not a decisive victory for Hannibal, had a profound impact on the early stages of the Second Punic War. The clash between the Roman and Carthaginian forces was fierce, with both sides suffering significant casualties. However, it was the Roman cavalry that bore the brunt of the defeat, a blow that would resonate deeply within the Roman Republic. The defeat of the Roman cavalry, a source of pride for Rome, sent shockwaves through the Republic. The once invincible Roman legions were now seen as vulnerable, and this vulnerability was keenly felt by both the military and the citizenry. The psychological impact of this defeat cannot be overstated. It demonstrated the prowess of Hannibal's army, particularly the effectiveness of his Numidian cavalry. These skilled horsemen were instrumental in securing the victory, showcasing their superior tactics and battlefield agility. Their success at Ticinus would become a hallmark of Hannibal's military strategy. For Hannibal, the victory at Ticinus was a strategic boon. It not only bolstered the morale of his troops, but also solidified his reputation as a formidable commander. His ability to outmaneuver and outthink the Roman forces would become a defining feature of his campaign. It further demoralized the Romans and, perhaps more importantly, encouraged Gallic tribes to join his cause. The support of these tribes was crucial, providing Hannibal with additional manpower and resources. This alliance would prove to be a significant advantage in the battles to come. The victory paved the way for Hannibal's continued advance into Italy, bringing him one step closer to his ultimate objective, the gates of Rome itself. With each victory, Hannibal's confidence grew, and the Roman Republic found itself increasingly on the defensive. The stage was set for a prolonged and brutal conflict that would shape the course of history. The Battle of Ticinus, though a relatively small engagement, had far-reaching consequences. It marked the first Roman defeat against Hannibal, shaking the confidence of the Republic. The defeat sowed seeds of doubt among Rome's allies, some of whom began to waver in their loyalty. For Hannibal, Ticinus was a crucial first step in his Italian campaign. It allowed him to secure his supply lines, gather Gallic recruits, and, most importantly, demonstrate the vulnerability of Rome. The battle, though not a decisive military victory, was a strategic triumph for Hannibal. The Battle of Ticinus, a clash on the banks of a seemingly insignificant river, reverberated through the annals of history. It marked the beginning of Hannibal's Italian campaign, a campaign that would test the mettle of the Roman Republic. The battle, a testament to Hannibal's military genius, foreshadowed the challenges Rome would face in the years to come. Ticinus was a sign of things to come, a harbinger of the epic clash between two of the ancient world's greatest powers.